ultimately what this hybrid backup is going to do is you can have a single backup job that goes to a local device, meaning like NAS, network share, USB drive, what have you, local drive. So you have that one job that goes there. And with that same job, it also goes directly to the cloud too. And when it goes to the cloud, it actually merges the local backup and only sends what the cloud doesn't have on it in that same job. So you don't have to create multiple jobs, you don't have to create multiple schedules or anything like that. You can literally just have a single job now that does your cloud and local side things. Um, and since it's doing incremental forever backups, you don't have to have, multiple full backups, incremental backups, or anything like that. It's just a single job that does all your file folder application level backups to both local and cloud. So that's the biggest thing. One of the other things that we have implemented in this is how do I know what to restore or where things are at and when they restore. The software's smart enough to know that if you choose to restore, something from, 2 weeks ago and your local retention is only a week, that even though you selected it, from the local device and such, it's going to pull anything it can off the local device, but anything that is no longer on the local device, it'll automatically go to the cloud to grab that. So you don't have to say, oh, I want to pull it from here on some things and here on the other things to the cloud and that type of thing. It's smart enough to know to say, hey, this file is no longer on the local machine or local device that you're backed up to, so I need to go to the cloud. You do have the option to say, I want to pull it all from the cloud, but when you do I'll call it a restore from your local device, it's going to first check the local device, and if it's not on the local device, it'll pull it from the cloud automatically. So you don't have to deal with that complexity there. Screen's not going to look a lot different. It's the normal Nova backup that you've seen. The big thing with this version is I'm going to a local device here for these folders, what have you. But in the settings here, we've cleaned up a lot of the stuff that you don't need anymore. And it basically says, hey, my local device retention, maybe I want to keep that for 30 days. And when I enable the hybrid cloud, the hybrid backup, I'm going to go to my cloud device. So I'm going to choose this cloud device, and I want to keep any version history out there for 60 days. So you can kind of choose that all in one job, and after the local backup goes, it'll immediately basically merge that to do the cloud too. So you just have that single backup job and single schedule to do everything. So that's really all there is to it. All of the complexity is behind the scenes, so you don't have to deal with that, and you just need a single backup job. Oh, great question. Will a hybrid backup be done through the CMON management? With this release, we are going to have the local backup options, local device stuff, and we're looking like the agent is going to be able to do the hybrid backup thing, and we're looking to add that to the CMON. I don't know if that's going to hit the initial release or just right after it. So that is something that we are going to do. There's a great question that someone asked that I kind of want to go through. How does the incremental forever work when you're doing hybrid backup? When you say, I want to have 30-day retention locally and 60-day in the cloud, uh, how does incremental forever work? What's really cool about how we've implemented this is both sets of it have basically its own index. To explain how this works is your incremental forever on your local is basically doing your full backup, backing up everything, and then it looks at what is already on that device, what you've already sent to that device, and only sends the new and changed parts to that device and kind of rolls everything up into like I'll call it a synthetic full. So when you recover it, you don't have to do multiple different recoveries. The same thing is happening when we do that hybrid backup. So it knows what's on the cloud and it knows what is contained in the entirety of the local backup. So nothing for release, but say I was doing like a week's worth of um, local backups and I wasn't doing any hybrid cloud backups. At the end of the week, it could go to the cloud and only send what the cloud needs. So we're working towards that, but the initial version is going to be like, I just did a backup locally, and I'm going to look at that index when I go to the hybrid cloud backup, and it's only going to send what the cloud doesn't already have on it. So it's basically doing that incremental forever across everything there. There is one other question. Will a hybrid backup work with VM backups, SQL, and image backups? With the Hyper-V and SQL, it will work perfectly with the hybrid backup. The image backup stuff, come back to me later this year. Let's put it that way. We're doing some stuff with the image backup that'll be very interesting. But